So when I started this painting, working into the sky, it was quite ethereal feeling. You know, looked like a lot of sort of filaments of vapor mingled with a bit of design, with a bit of distant sky behind it. When I then painted the sky, it has become, as you can see, more solidified. My plan still was that everything behind this cabin and fence, you know, everything above the horizon was going to be sky. And I thought I was so close to painting the sky, or finishing it, that I would leave it and I would move on to this stuff on the lower half of the painting. Then one of my subscribers, who shall remain nameless, Kathy, you know who you are, commented that she saw mountains below the sky, and she loved the perspective that it gave, that you could sort of see into the distance. Then I started to look at it in the same way, and you know, I live in the Fraser Valley, where there are small prairies. There are still, although precious few, there are still some old sheds left. And then you get up into these beautiful hills. Well, they're actually mountainsides, but they're so thoroughly treed. They're usually quite green, and you don't see a lot of the strata of the rock that the mountains are made of. So now I'm at a bit of a crossroads, and I don't have to do a lot of work to the sky to make it all appear as though it's sky. And I don't have to do a lot of work to the sky to make it appear as though we're looking at some mountains here, and some distant mountains here, and from here on up is sky. Anyway, I guess it'll be fun, and we'll see you very soon. Well, I was on the fence about this, whether to introduce a few of these colors and designs into the sky, and also introduce some of these colors and designs down into this area to turn the whole thing into sky, or solidify this mass a little bit visually and turn it into mountains, and this more distant mountains. And Kathy, that was your thinking. So I asked my bosses, and both my wife and daughter said, "What's the matter with you? Of course they're mountains." So I guess that cinched it. But what I'm going to do then, or what I'm going to have to do, is not have, you know, I'm going to have to remove this little thing. I'm going to change the shape a little bit, the shape and the edge a little bit of this. And there are just a couple of things. It won't take much at all, because I want them to appear to be fairly ethereal, you know, off in the distance. So a couple of strokes in this area, well, a couple of strokes in the background, that'll take care of it. But I think what I need to start with is, I don't want it running off the top of the canvas anymore. I'm going to go a little bit lighter. And just kind of decide. A little bit of junk there. Come on, junk. Get off of there. There. Now it appears already to be a little more mountain-like. Yeah. Added a bit of yellow ochre to it. I'm working in linseed oil again. Don't forget that I had painted this guy in using linseed oil, so I need to keep going. Fat over lean, or at least fat over fat. The paint that's on here is only a few days old, so I don't have to worry too much about it, but may as well do it the right way anyway. Nope, too brown. We'll add a hint of... Okay, we'll add too much cobalt blue to it. Is it too much? No, that'll work. Okay, that's just the far corner. I don't want that too interesting, so we'll just get it painted in. Okay, that's a little bit on the bland side. Okay, see, I'm starting to get the shape of a mountain in here already. Less of a cloud, more of a mountain. And we'll go to a little more white and a bit of raw umber and a little bit of yellow ochre. That's okay. Okay. This knoll I kind of like, but I'm not terribly comfortable with its placement. I think what I'll do is I'll take some of this sky and make it slightly more gentle. I think that's a little better. I think. Okay. Okay, one moment. So we'll clean up our edge. A little bit. I would like the edge where the mountain meets the sky to be a little more defined. Maybe not much, but okay, get rid of that dot. That changes a lot. That changes things. And I would like this to be, this edge also to be a little more defined. Okay, I'm gonna put in a few little blobs here and there, but nothing too major. Just wanted to show you how I'm defining this. And now we're going to go to more, let's see, this looks like some cobalt blue and a little bit of alizarin crimson to strengthen those hills a tad. Kind of nice to be able to make such a significant change to the subject matter, turning clouds into mountains with only a few brush strokes. It's so easy. Excuse me. I'm either adding too much white or too much raw umber every time, so we just keep playing until we have it in the neighborhood. That is a little bit too blue. We'll add a hint of alizarin crimson and we'll dip into that linseed oil. Now we're too light again, aren't we? Yeah, I do want to keep it toned down. We'll go a little more umber. Okay, a hint of yellow ochre. I wanted to change these edges a little bit. As you can see, all in all, we've got a little bluer there. That works for me. Add some white to it. Where it meets the closer mountain to help it stand out a little bit. And a few strokes over what I laid in just to give it some variety. Okay, maybe I'll just stop playing right there. What I did do here is one small thing. Just clean that up. Okay, that's looking more mountainous by the moment. I'm liking that. Very good. Very happy to have gone this direction. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, you see where I'm going with that. I'm still, you know, now I need to, I'm going to finish this sky up a little bit. I like how it looks a little bit ethereal. To me, it looks a little bit, this raw umber and white in here. It's a little dirty looking, a little bit. Maybe the rest is okay. Maybe I shouldn't worry too much about it. But I do need to put a few strokes in this mountain side or these hillsides. I need to clean up along the top of this cabin too. That line is kind of sloppy and thick. You don't want things to look too tight, but that line is a bit heavy. And let me just lower it, or let me just go down on here. Move the camera down. And this is more or less in place. I don't know why I dropped the camera. I could have just raised the painting. You know, this stuff, actually I should raise the painting anyway for the sake of being able to see it more clearly on the camera. There we go. I need to reintroduce a few darker lines, I think, in spots. And I'd like to take this yellow and not come down in a solid area, but have a few strokes following this so that they tend to come over this way a little more. This has just kind of been scumbled. Needs to be a bit organized. Otherwise, we're pretty much there. I guess that's it for now. I will... next time the painting will be finished. Here, let me just actually take the whole tripod and move it over to give you a better view of the painting as it sits. The camera's always at an angle, and it's kind of nice to be able to see it. Okay, now I have to drop the painting again. It's getting a bit too much glare from above. Yeah, it's amateur hour here at Grumpy Artist Studios. Yeah, I like that. That painting is going to turn out quite well, I think. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next week with a completed painting. Have a good one. Bye.